All right, big prediction video today. Today we're coming in with the Buffalo Bills 2020 predictions for wins and losses. So we finished a lot of prediction videos so far. Make sure to go check them all out because I don't want to spoil anything. But we got 2 divisions left, and today we're starting a new division. We're starting the Afc East. Now, I just want to point out that when these predictions were made, Cam Newton was not on the Patriots. So honestly, that prediction might change. And the Patriots are going to be up next. I'm going to keep the prediction the way I had it before Cam Newton signed. But I'll probably make a second video after I finish everything with an updated prediction. So today, the Buffalo Bills prediction. So as you all know, this is Mike. I am an Eagles fan. But if there was 2 teams who besides the Eagles I'm excited for the 2020 season, it would be the Detroit Lions and the Buffalo Bills. Now, I just think the Bills have a really solid team overall. And before we talk about their schedule and their wins and losses for 2020, let me just talk about their team and why I think they're good. So in my opinion, the Buffalo Bills are the 5th best team in the NFL and the 3rd best team in the AFC. The Chiefs, Ravens, Saints, and 49ers are above them. And the Bills rank so high in my opinion because of the completeness of their team. Their offense and defense are built in such a way that I don't think they're going to lose many games. Listen to these players and tell me if you think that this team is stacked or not. Josh Allen, a young quarterback who has shown much promise throwing the ball in the air and doing it with his legs as well. And if he can, build up his football IQ, he'll just be that much more complete. Devin Singletary, Frank Gore's apprentice. He got to learn under one of the best and is poised to break out. He had a really solid rookie year, and he's going to continue that in 2020. Stefon Diggs and Cole Beasley. Beasley is easily one of the league's most underrated receivers. He's constantly overlooked because he's not the most flashiest player, but he's arguably one of the league's most consistent receivers. Had a career year with Buffalo last year. He's not going to be the number 1 guy anymore because they brought in another weapon. Stefon Diggs. Ever heard of him? You should have. That's definitely going to help bolster this receiver room. And Beasley also wasn't really the number 1 target last year because they did have John Brown. John Brown's a solid offensive player, and I believe him and Stefon Diggs are probably going to be the leading receivers on this team. And their defense, definitely not too shabby either. In fact, elite, probably one of the best in the leagues in 2020. They got Trey Edmonds, who's a really good linebacker, selected to the Pro Bowl. He led the team with 115 tackles, 2 sacks, an interception, a safety, does it all. Another Pro Bowler on defense, too, one of the league's best corners. Tre'Davious White had 6 interceptions in 2019, established himself as a top corner in the league. With White and Edmonds on defense, this team is tough to put up yards against. Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde, also 2 above-average safeties who deserve to be mentioned as well. This team is good on offense, good on defense. Definitely going to be a good year for the Bills. So let's start predicting their wins and losses. Week 1, they play the New York Jets. The New York Jets are going to be a really bad team. They're heading in the wrong direction. Jamal Adams seems like he wants out. I wouldn't be surprised if Le'Veon Bell wants out. I do think Sam Darnold definitely can develop into a stronger quarterback, but just where the Jets are right now, especially this is a home game, week 1 for the Bills. Bills are definitely going to get this win right here and start off 1-0. Week 2, they have the first divisional matchup against the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins, they're trending in the right direction, but have they done enough to be able to beat their AFC rival? Honestly, I don't think so. This game's in Miami, but I think the Bills get the win here. Because the Dolphins might be starting Ryan Fitzpatrick. Even if they start Tua, this could be one of Tua's first starts in the NFL. And it's like welcome to the NFL. You're facing Tre'Davious White, Jordan Poyer, Trey Edmonds, and one of the best defenses in the league. The Bills' defense is going to shut down the Dolphins' offense, I think, regardless of who their quarterback is. Bills start hot, 2-0. Week 3, they play the Los Angeles Rams. So I don't think the Rams have done enough in the offseason. The Rams are not going to be the best team in the NFL. I think they'll be middle-of-the-pack team, not that great. I think the Bills definitely have a chance of contending in the playoffs. Look at 3 straight wins, start off 3-0. Week 4, AFC matchup, they play the Las Vegas Raiders. That's right, I did not say Oakland this time. Let's go. They play the Raiders. This game's in Las Vegas, so they get to travel to the new stadium. The Raiders, I don't like the way that they're trending. They got 2 starting quarterbacks. They got Mariota and they got Derek Carr. It seems like John Gruden's a little sketched out with Carr. I don't know why. Derek Carr's been pretty consistent. I don't like the Raiders' receiver room. Don't really like their defense. I think Jonathan Abram might develop into a really good player. He was obviously injured, but I think he has some real potential in that team. But the Bills get the win here. Bills, really good roster, 4-0. Week 5, they play the Tennessee Titans. This game's in Tennessee, and honestly, this is probably going to be the first game of the season where the Bills are faced with a challenge. It's in Tennessee, and I can't see the Bills starting off 5-0. So this is kind of like, so I think the Titans and Bills, this game could be a coin flip. Obviously, it's in Tennessee, so it makes me want to lean more to Tennessee, but I do like the Bills roster more than the Titans, so it kind of cancels that out. But just the fact that the Bills start off 4-0, and this is the 5th game, I'm going to give this win to the Tennessee Titans. So the Bills are 4-1 at this point, but I do think that they could win this game, but maybe lose some other game. So Bills 4-1. Next up, they play the Kansas City Chiefs. This game's in Buffalo. Get ready. Pat Mahomes and Tyreek Hill, that explosive offense. They added a running back. Chiefs offense is going to be really good this year. The Chiefs defense also top 10 in the league. But guess what? Buffalo Bills with the win at home against the Chiefs. It's a home game for the Buffalo Bills. Weather might play a factor here. I just think that sometimes Josh Allen doesn't play well in big games or against tougher teams. I think this year Josh Allen develops as a quarterback, both mentally and physically. I think he's going to be a really good QB 2 or 3 years out. He already is top tier. I think that Josh Allen gets the job done against the Kansas City Chiefs offense. I think the Bills are going to score more points. I think the Bills defense has a higher chance of stopping the Chiefs offense as opposed to the Chiefs defense and the Bills offense. So Bills defense holds Tyreek Hill tight, and the Bills get a big, huge win right here, 5-1. Next up, second game against the New York Jets. This game's in New York. Doesn't matter. Bills sweep the Jets in 2020. Jets not a good team. No competition there. Bills definitely get the win here, 6-1. Next up, they play the Patriots for the first time. This game was in Buffalo, and like I said when I predicted this, I didn't know that Cam Newton was on the Patriots. But regardless, this game is going to be handed to the Bills anyway. The Bills have a stronger offense than the Patriots do, and I think that their defenses aren't really that comparable. Tre'Davious White and Stefon Gilmore, that's comparable. But besides that, the Bills have more safety depth and linebacker depth. So, yeah, I think the Bills get the win here, especially because it's a home game. So, Bills, are 7-1 now. Next up, they play the Seattle Seahawks, another home game. It seems like some of their toughest opponents have to travel to Buffalo to face them. Seahawks definitely have a dynamic offense, but their defense is kind of in question, in my opinion. I think that Josh Allen has a big game here. I think that the score of this will be kind of close. I think it'll be like 24-21. I think the Bills get a tough win right here against the Seahawks, the home game, and the Bills are 8-1. Really good record so far. Then things get a little tougher on their schedule. They play the Arizona Cardinals. This game's in Arizona. So, like I said earlier, Eagles fan, but I want the Bills and Lions to do good. So I'm also similar with the Cardinals. I have a really close friend who's a Cardinals fan. I can see the Cardinals doing really well this year. This game's in Arizona. So it's a really strong. I think the Cardinals are going to have one of the best offenses in the league, regardless of how young this offense is. I think the Cardinals are going to beat the Buffalo Bills. It's in Arizona. It's late. It's middle of the season, so it could go either way. But I think the Cardinals' defense also has improved as well, which is a good thing to see. They stole from the Buffalo Bills. They got defensive tackle Jordan Phillips, signed him to a pretty solid deal. Obviously Isaiah Simmons. The Cardinals, honestly, people aren't really looking at their defense as much. Like, the Cardinals did a lot to their defense as well. So I think that has to be noted too. Cardinals get the win here. Next up, they play the Chargers. Marked it up as a win. The Chargers, not going to be a good team. Could be one of the AFC's worst teams besides the Jaguars and Jets. Easy win for the Bills. And the Bills are 9-2. 9-2, still contending for the first seed in the AFC. They play the San Francisco 49ers. This game's in San Francisco. Another NFC West team. And NFC West is always going to be tough to play, except for the Rams this year. But I think the Bills definitely have the talent to win this game. It's just kind of where this game falls on the schedule, the fact that it's in San Francisco. I think the 49ers are going to need this win a little bit more than the Bills. I think the 49ers will get the win in San Francisco in a close game. So 9-3, and things aren't looking as good anymore. Lost a couple of games. Next up, they play the Steelers. This game's it's in Buffalo. I think this is going to be one of the best matchups of the year. Last year we saw it where the Bills and Steelers, neither team could score against each other. It was a really low-scoring game. I think this year will be pretty similar just because the Steelers' defense is stronger than the Bills, but not by much. The Steelers have one of the best defenses in the league, but the Bills are pretty high up there too. So both of these defenses are really strong. Bills get the big nod right here on offense. What kind of a quarterback is Ben Roethlisberger going to be in 2020? It's hard to bounce back from an elbow injury. Bills get the win here because of their offense. They'll be able to outscore the Steelers at home, and the Bills are 10-3. Next up, final 3 games. They play the Denver Broncos in Denver. So I think the Bills, I find their offense exciting. A lot of young guys, a lot of explosive talents. And the Broncos is no different. We got Jerry Jeudy and KJ Hamler joining Courtland Sutton as their wide receiver core. Really explosive wide receiver core. The Broncos have one of the best running back cores in the league with Melvin Gordon and Phillip Lindsay. And the Broncos defense is solid as well. Not as strong as the Bills defense, though. Broncos, Drew Lock. Bills, Josh Allen. Josh Allen, he gets the win here. Drew Lock, I don't think he'll be terrible, but he definitely has a lot of pressure, and that might get to the young kid. So Bills get the win here. Next up, they play the New England Patriots. This game's in Foxborough. And luckily, I have the Bills the Bills splitting with the Patriots in 2020. This was before I even knew Cam Newton was on the Patriots. So this kind of just reemphasizes it. I think the Bills will sweep. I think they'll lose the game in Foxborough, especially just choke factor. It's tough to play in New England late in the season anyway. So Bills split with the Patriots, and they're 11-4. 11-4, looking for the first seed. They play the Miami Dolphins to finish. This game's in Buffalo. They already beat the Dolphins once. They could choke this game, but I doubt it. The Bills have a stronger roster all around. Bills finish strong, get the win going into the postseason. Bills finish off 12-4. So 12-4, is that going to be enough for the first seed in the AFC? You'll have to find out. And make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe, comment. Next up, Patriots. Keep in mind, did not know Cam Newton was there. So thank you for watching.